Hey everybody, it's Box Seats. It's the show we talk about sports with comedians. I'm your host, Frank Holder, and we got a lot of stuff to jump in and talk about today. So let's jump right into it. Bring in my man, Talent. T, what's going on, bro? How you doing, sir?
Oh man, I'm fantastic. This is a great day, Frank. It's probably the
Yeah,
greatest day, man, in a minute. It's a great day. So I'm here. I'm here
yeah,
for the business. We're the business bully. He's out there.
yeah. He out today. He out today. He out today. My man Fig is in the building. How you doing today, sir?
I'm just glad I got the black hat memo.
Well, speaking of which, Rodney Perry's in the building. Rodney, how you doing, sir?
What's up, gentlemen?
Mr.
So,
Perry, how are you, Mr. Perry?
Good to see you guys.
Reverend Perry.
you know what?
Reverend Doctor.
We got it looked like the police is all over the sports world this morning with all the stuff I saw. I don't know about y'all, man. I'm gonna be interested to see how you guys make some of this stuff funny. I'm kind of interested to see. Not that you guys can't, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I've seen some things come out. So T, the first thing up is, I don't know if you saw this. I'm sure you did. The Buffalo Bills punter, Matt Ariza, got accused with two guys on his team, former San Diego State players, of raping a 17-year-old girl in a civil lawsuit that got filed on Thursday. Here's the problem. The NFL cannot touch neither one of Matt Ariza. They can't touch him at all because this happened before he became an NFL player. So due to the NFL rules and regulations, they cannot touch him. But there's even civil lawsuits. I just heard this now on ESPN literally 2 minutes ago that the district attorney is trying to find out how they are going to file, if possible, a criminal case against Trevor Ariza, which could change everything. You know what I mean? Because right now it's civil. If you're the Buffalo Bills, T, what do you do? Because this is really happening at the start of the season. What do you do, T? And it's this star punter, kickoff guy. What do you do, T?
Well, I think even if the NFL can't do nothing, the team can damn sure do whatever they want. So anything that questions your character, they can coach it the way they want because people got to come to the games. So we got a fan base. You know how this goes. We've been through this in the Michael Vick days with the dogs and the animals. Like they were at every game, home and away. Protesting was deep, and the teams had to make a decision. Like, you know what, we don't want this here. Like we're trying to run a clean thing, and if you got this scar on you, maybe you need to sit out and rectify this and take your time. I.e. Watson. We wasn't sure he did it or not. We never got that proof. But in the meantime, hold on, man. Sit out for a minute. Let's figure this thing out, man. Until we get to the end of it.
Yeah. Fig, I'm gonna throw this out to you and say that if the Buffalo Bills don't do something, we know the NFL can't do something. If the Buffalo Bills don't do something, I think that this could be something that women's rights could start trying to start out the NFL season and start to say, you know what, we want to boycott the NFL. And that's two words that the NFL does not want to hear. Boycott NFL. You know what I mean?
Frank, I hate to be sexist, but let me just preface my comment with this. I once had a job and I threatened to leave. And my boss told me, he said, get you a bucket of water. Put your finger in it. He said, and take it back out. He said, the hole you leave, that's just how much you'll be missed. Now, I say to say this. If the women that watch football decided to boycott, they wouldn't miss a beat in NFL football. Because, we do have a lot of women supporters that support the NFL, but it's not enough to make a major dent into what it is the NFL is doing. And then you have to get all of them to sign on. Now, the problem is, if this guy really did what they said he did, then why isn't there criminal charges? Why is it that it always raises my eyebrows when the first thing you go for is money, as opposed to criminal charges and then go after the money later after you've been proven guilty of what they accused you of? Send him to jail. If he raped a child, a 17-year-old, send his behind to jail. Forget about whether he can play football. How about he shouldn't be free?
Well, Fig, let me just say this. because I was a criminal justice major, it's a whole lot easier to file a civil lawsuit than it is for criminal charges. So give him some time. Yeah. Like I just said, Rodney Perry, like I just said, the district attorney's getting ready to dive in, and they're probably talking about getting ready to file some criminal charges against him. But Rodney, I think we're overlooking one thing. The girl was gang raped by three players who were in college, and one of them happened to make it to the NFL. That is the accusation that's right now the cloud over the Buffalo Bills. What's your take on this, Rodney Perry?
I mean, I'm a father of 5 girls, man. And I tell my daughters, don't go for the punter.
You are. Let me tell you, Rodney. Let me tell you how much I hate you right now. Let me tell you how much I hate you.
Hold on, Mike.
I mean, if you gotta pick a player, Mike Sean. I mean, out of all those guys, you get gang raped by a punter? Come on, man. Look, the most expendable position in football. The most expendable position in football is the punter. They will have that dude replaced so fast. He'll be back at Costco pointing to the cold meats before he know it. This story be gone before the day is out.
You might be right. Michael Sean, who joined the show, you might be right. Except we talk about the Buffalo Bills, and special teams is a very needed, thing. So, but Mike Sean, talk to me. What do you think?
All right, y'all can take this. Like, people who are watching can take this however they want. What Rodney just said, as a comedian, was probably one of the funniest things I've heard in like a year. Like that is amazing. I can't even follow what Rodney just said. Like, first of all, I will tell every young man out there now. I will give you a little bit of advice. Any situation you get into with a woman can be changed, even though you thought it was all good. Yeah. Like any woman can say, and far be it for me to say, like, women, I understand, like, there are guys who are like people who do some things that are disgusting.
Indeed.
But I tell every young man, be careful. Be careful with these one-night stands. Be careful with like, I can tell you stories that it would be held against me for the rest of my life right now. But if a woman decides that she feels bad about herself for something she did, all she has to do is say, yeah, it wasn't consensual. And you have to prove yourself innocent. Like, it's just something that goes on. So I'm telling all y'all 20-year-olds, all y'all 24-year-olds, all y'all 25-year-olds, just understand, like, be very careful on what goes on.
25 and under. 25. Rodney Perry, I'm going to start out.
25 and under. Anybody under that?
I'm going to mix it up. I'm gonna mix the questions up, mix the order up. Rodney Perry, you go first in this round, man, since you said what you said. And the next thing, George Foreman is getting accused in a civil lawsuit, another civil lawsuit. These women who are suing him now, they're in their 60s.
No, put my screen back up. Put my screen back up. Hold on. Put my screen back up.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike. These women are in their 60s. He's 73. There are women now who are accusing him of sexual abuse that happened in the 70s. George Foreman is getting sued right now by 2 women in their 70s. What's your take on that, since now we're talking about this civil lawsuit issue, because they're suing him for millions?
I mean, George Foreman actually made the lion's share of money with that George Foreman grill, man. And it's interesting that George is grilling that ass.
Yo, take Rodney off the screen, yo. Take Rodney off the screen. Take him off.
Hold on, I want to hold it for 1 second. Okay, all right. All right, Mike, because you were so adamant. Go ahead. What you want to say?
Really, we're gonna get George Foreman now on some stuff that happened in the 70s. Everybody was reckless in the 70s. Like everybody, like I was born in 71. My whole family was reckless in the 70s. Like we're gonna bring something on George Foreman from the 70s.
Listen,
For real.
listen. Talent. At the end of the day, the lawsuit states that
Look, he
George
can't
Foreman
wait.
raped these women, and we're laughing
No.
about it. It could be serious. Like you know what I mean? It could. They find it serious, and it's true. There could be more.
It is serious. Go ahead.
It could be more.
Let's be real. First of all, we're not laughing at rape people. Let's be clear. That's not what we're laughing
At all.
First of all, I'm still stuck on Rodney with the punter because I got 3 daughters, Frank. But more importantly, I got one more son that's trying out to be the punter for the Jets. So I'm offended either way. With the George Foreman thing.
We're not going to do this.
Of course.
Hey, can I just say one thing? Can I say one thing? I think there's going to be a job available in Buffalo. Tell your son I said so.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want him to do it now because Rodney said he'd tell his daughters don't go for them.
Okay.
I want my son to be treated right.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying there's going to be a job available in Buffalo.
I want my son to go through these same problems everybody else going through. This toughens you up for real life.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing though, George Foreman, bro. Unfortunately, this line has been in my head for about 10 days straight. Jay-Z said in the record, Jay-Z said, I'm from the murder capital where they murder for capital. And I've been telling people my whole life, people don't understand how serious capitalism is in America. Capitalism runs America from the forefront. And that means, everybody capitalizing on themselves. It just seems like now it's the Wild West of capitalism of it don't matter how I get it now. I'm just going to get it. So if I see these people become millionaires or high profile people look like they millionaires, because people go off perception, not even reality. But if it looked like you got money and I had any linkage to you and your linear, your time on this earth, wow. I'm going to come up and I'm looking for my come up. Like you just said, it happened in the 70s, bro. This was my problem with the Cosby case. This was my problem. It's like, so 75 women, we chilling. And then once 2 look like they're getting some money, I'll jump on that. And then 2 more jump on that, 10 more jump on. And it just keeps going. Mike is right. It's like the times have changed to the point. If I change my mind about something I did, I could say you did it to me. And you have to prove yourself to be otherwise.
Yeah,
I think it's despicable.
Fig, agree or disagree?
Hey, I agree with everything that was going on here, man. But I'm thinking to myself, these women are in their late 40s or at least 50s. If it happened in the 70s,
no, they're in their 60s, Fig. They're in their
60s, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You lived pretty much the majority of your life and figured it wasn't going, it wasn't working out the way you expected it to. So you're going to reach back to the 1970s and sue somebody about something that potentially happened in the 70s? Here's my answer. I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to spell it first. Goofast. If you don't get your goof ass out of here, if you would have brought this thing to me and I was in a courtroom, I'd have said, look, give them each a grill and tell them to go get some investment. That's your award. Everybody get the handy dandy, the newest version of a George Foreman grill and say, go make something of yourself the rest of your life. You have lost your mind.
Michael Sean, you go first this round, bro. You got up first, but there was a brawl in practice yesterday. The NFL got a lot of work to do this week, boy. There was a big brawl against 2 teams that made it into the Super Bowl, the Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals in the joint practice, and they had 3 huge brawls yesterday. At the end of the 3rd one, they canceled practice. On camera, Aaron Donald got caught swinging 2 helmets at players, 2 Cincinnati Bengals helmets at players, and people are up in arms right now about wanting to file charges against them. People are like, listen, if the NFL doesn't do something, there needs to be some kind of criminal charge filed against Aaron Donald because he hit players with their helmets in his hand. talk to me, Mike. What's your take on how you looking at how that looks right now?
All right, first of all, from just a regular person that will never be on an NFL football field, I'll say grow up. But at the same time, all these teams want the aggression that these players bring on every play. The reason why Aaron Donald was able to save the Super Bowl for the Rams was because of that aggression that you bring.
Right.
And we kind of like are all fake where we go like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys are so violent. The reason why they're so good is because they're so violent. Like, that's why they're so damn good. That's why Aaron Donald and these guys go in there and do things that none of us in these squares are built to do. Because that's how violent the sport is.
Mike, speak for yourself. I'm violent. I might not look it, but I'm violent.
No, but dog, we all
Well,
claim we're violent.
You look it.
I mean, you look like you're hostage, but it's still like you still. I love everybody on these squares, but the fact of the matter is, when it comes to what the violence, if you've ever been to an NFL training camp and you see the violence that goes on, you recognize you're not built. You're not built for all that. So now they want to say like, oh, we're gonna press charges. Press charges on what? This is what we love. We love this.
Yeah, but Rodney Perry, I'm gonna throw this out there and say this: the NFL can't do anything because it was in practice. But should the NFL do something because it's practice, or should they just because these brawls don't break out like this during the NFL games, but they break out like this in every practice when there's joint practices? What should they do?
I mean, it's a violent sport, man. Whether it's a joint practice or a single team practice, fights break out every year. It just happens. We don't hear about it, but it happens every year. 2 guys getting 2 or 3 guys. How about this? If Aaron Donald hits you with your helmet, it's your fault because it's your helmet. I coach with you. You wasn't. If somebody took your helmet, you might be off the team when I play. So if Aaron Donald, who is a maniac, a murderer, a killer, but we put him on the football field and he get to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
If he was in any other walk of life, he'd have been in jail.
Facts.
Okay. But he gets paid a lot of money to be himself. And he did that. But I swear for God, if my coach caught you without your helmet, you better get hit twice.
Yeah, and you better get knocked out too. I ain't gonna lie about that one. Talent. I ain't gonna say. I don't know how else to say this, but somebody need to do something for the NFL this week because the NFL's catching a bad one. They got rape charges on one end, and they got assault and people trying to get assault and battery charges on Aaron.
You rape the girls with the helmets on.
Yeah, exactly. So, what you think, Talent? If you're the NFL commissioner, what do you do?
Well, you definitely don't get more punters. That's not going to help what's going on. If I'm the commissioner, I'm pulling a Tom Brady this week. I need 11 days.
Vacation.
I need
personal
time.
reasons, personal family reasons. You'll find Roger Goodell at hedonism in Jamaica.
Naked.
Listen, man, but this is, I'll be honest with you, Frank. I don't feel sorry for any organization that goes through this because they have whole departments for this type of thing. They have whole PR specialists, and this is what they get paid the big bucks to do, is to fix and rearrange and make things look whatever. So I think that they'll be fine. And a lot of this stuff, bro, it's something about in the moment, in the now, that raises the level of play. Like all this old stuff, this retro stuff, yeah, people are kind of, getting some compensation left and right, but it's not as potent as the now. You know what I mean? It's not as potent as catching craft in real time in there. these are current massages with Watson, da da da. When you talk about, back in 72, you know what I'm saying? I told him to get off.
Get off.
72. So all you're gonna do is this, like you said, 2 days we're not gonna be talking about this. All you're gonna do is that is go, wow, word, that happened, and then you move on because it's 72. So right. I think the NFL will be fine. I think they got whole departments for this.
All right, but Fig, the elephant in the room, Fig, is who was the smart dude who decided to put two teams from the Super Bowl together where there's still some hostility hanging over from the Super Bowl when one team lost in the last minute? You know what I mean? Like, we can't overlook that either. So then maybe there was some built-up hostility from the loss to the Super Bowl. What you think, Fig?
Well, first thing, you can't sue somebody if you got caught wearing hot pants.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking about the styles from the 70s. Anyway, listen. The NFL did this. You understand? And let me tell you why. This is the NFL's fault. So if you're going to punish anybody, punish Roger Goodell and the NFL owners. They filmed this and put it on national TV so they can make money. This is about money. These practices has always been going on, but nobody televised them. Why you televise? You know they're going to fight. You know why you having fights? Because you got guys who are on the team who are established and they got their position on the team. And then you got guys trying to make the team and they're taking cheap shots. Yep. And the guys who are established and they're already on the team, they getting mad and they fighting. You got these they didn't even do all of the cuts yet. They didn't cut all these guys. So all these guys think, all these grocery store clerks and stock boys think they got a chance to make the NFL, and they doing everything they can to the guys who got established names. And the one person you don't want to pick on, like Rodney said, is a certified killer, Aaron Donald. That's not the dude that you don't want to make your reputation on this dude because he ain't having it. Yeah. And so what if you get hit by a helmet, Frank? Every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night when we watching the NFL, everybody gets hit by a helmet at some point during the game. So what's the big deal? Whether it's on your head or it's in your hand, you're getting hit by a helmet anyway. So why are we making a big deal? Why is it criminal if I've got it in my hand as opposed to if I got it in my head, on my head? You're still getting hit by a helmet.
Fig's making a great point, but let's change the narrative. Let's switch up a little bit. T, you go first. Remember I asked you guys real fast about basically black coaches and black players and everything else. I got a question. First of all, before I jump into my black coaches question, if you had to name your top four, and I mean your top four Mount Rushmore of black QBs who retired or are active, could you be able to give me your four best ones right now, T? And now again, it could be active players or it could be retired, but give me your Mount Rushmore, your four you've seen best play all time. To you.
Well, first of all, I'm old school. We already know where I'm going. I'm going Warren Moon. I'm going Randall Cunningham.
Thank you.
I'm going Michael Vick. And more importantly, I'm going Doug Williams.
Oh, man. So you went straight old school all four. Okay.
Yeah, because these guys still got a little bit to prove to me.
Okay. Rodney Perry, you got your four, or should I come back to you?
He took all four, man. Let me look further. It's some black quarterbacks that need to be shouted out, so I'm definitely a part of this.
All right. So I'm going to come back to Rodney Perry. Fred, give me your four.
My four, well, Talent definitely took one. Doug Williams, because of what he was able to do when he played for Washington and won that Super Bowl, man. He shattered every NFL record, man, when he played. And that was even though, the Washington, they were the Redskins at the time, were arch rivals of the Giants. Because he was a black quarterback and he did what he did to dispel the rumors that black men couldn't play quarterback, Doug Williams definitely on that list. Patrick Mahomes, Michael Vick, and Lamar Jackson. Okay. Those are my other three.
Rodney Perry, you ready for your four?
Let's go. Let's shout out the guy that really changed the game from a guy that could pass, he could run the ball. They called him Cordell Stewart.
Ooh,
wow. Good one.
Shout out to Cordell Stewart. Shout out to a guy that's never going to be on one of these lists. Charlie Batch.
Yeah, he's not that good, though. That's why.
He was good enough.
He ain't that good. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. That's true.
Another guy that's going to probably get left off of these lists, but change the game by himself. Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's good.
And I just like this guy, man. I know Mike Sean hates him. Cam Newton, man, is he's just a great guy to me, man.
No,
I hope this guy get another shot again.
Yeah, he was okay. He was okay.
No, he was amazing.
Frank Holden.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean no comment. Give me your four, Mike.
No, real quick, that Cam Newton thing, I felt like my narrative has been like, and I have been hating on him, so it's not a narrative. I have. But dude, he was an MVP in the NFL. Like Cam Newton,
his upside was so crazy.
Yeah, it was amazing what he did. So I will get Warren Moon. I think, honestly, Warren Moon is the best quarterback ever in the NFL. Now, they'll never say that.
Right.
But Warren Moon was Dan Marino before Dan Marino. Like, Warren Moon was absolutely amazing. Randall Cunningham, amazing. Michael Vick was something. The reason why Lamar Jackson is in the NFL right now is because of Michael Vick. Colin Kaepernick and Rodney say Colin Kaepernick, dog. He was the second generation of Michael Vick. I think there was one more I had, and I would say Donovan McNabb.
Oh, okay. See, I
would say Donovan McNabb went to like 3 straight NFC Championship games and 1 Super Bowl.
I like those.
I thought we was gonna get lucky by the bully not being here and not hear that name, but
yeah,
he was a great quarterback though.
If you're gonna sneak that one in, I got an honorable mention, Todd Bridges.
Wow.
Have you guys seen his high school tapes? It's great.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
All right, so T, I got you up there, and I'm gonna ask you this, man. I don't know if you guys have got a chance to watch. HBO has Hard Knocks is going on right now. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it, but with Hard Knocks, Detroit Lions have Dan Campbell as the head coach, but they have 3 former players, right, all black, who are assistant head coaches. They got Aaron Glenn, Deuce Staley, Kelvin Shepard, all of them right now, former NFL players right now, and they're being featured heavily on Hard Knocks. T, do you think that the NFL and HBO are purposely doing that, where they're featuring, because of what's going on with the NFL and black quarterbacks heading down, obviously with the whole situation with the lawsuits and everything else? Do you think that's a thing that they're focusing on?
Wow.
Or do you think these guys, 3 head coaches, these 3 assistant head coaches are just good? What you think?
Bro, did not just tell you. They got whole teams employed for this type of stuff. I think of course it's intentional and purposeful. It's making all the sense in the world. Everything today, everybody wants to be black, personally. Black is where it's at. It's getting more blatant than ever across the board. I didn't get a chance to check out the Hard Knocks yet, but I seen the Mike Tyson thing. That's a whole nother story. But I haven't checked it out. But Deuce Staley, I think this is purposeful. I think nothing's by accident with these big organizations. There's a whole department that said this is what we should do. It's going to look like this during the time we're fighting this. And then here you go.
Yeah, I agree with that. But Rodney Perry, I'm going to ask you this, man. I purposely think, that's the reason why I want to ask this question. I purposely think the NFL might have been even focusing more on the black coaches. And then we are looking at them because, they're former NFL players. I don't think is there any NFL team that has 3 former NFL players all on one team. I don't think there's any other team in the NFL that's doing that. You got Aaron Glenn, Deuce Staley, and Kelvin Shepard, all of which you were doing some work, and they all are, leading as assistant head coaches. What you think? What you think their take is?
Well, there's definitely some teams with multiple black assistants, but the problem is they never graduate. We got a black assistant head coaches all around the league. We saw that when the young man brought that suit out last year. There's tons of assistants, and they don't want to even go on record and say nothing. So if you put a camera on a guy with style and charisma, he's going to shine. And so that's what we're seeing. We're seeing these guys shine, in their position, in their element, And so I think it's a good thing. Will it help them get to the front office? Probably still not.
Yeah, but Fig, Comedian X, Fig, you known as Comedian X, there's got to be something here that we overlooking, or is it not? Or you tell me what your thoughts.
See, what happened is these guys are ex-NFL players, and a lot of them don't make great investments when they're in the NFL, and they squander their money. And what a lot of people don't know, you can get a 5-bedroom, 3-bath mini mansion in Detroit for $1.50. So basically, they found these dudes at the nearest grocery store, and they was like, "Hey, man, you used to play football, didn't you?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, "You want to be a coach?" He said, "For who?" "Detroit, man. You'd be a coach for Detroit Lions." He said, "Yeah, man, I ain't doing nothing." He said, "Well, come on, man. You get some of this." He said, "Just come drink the water, because they ain't fixed it yet."
Wow. Mike Sean, you get the last word on this, bro. What you think?
Yep. That's it. Yep. Like understand what you said, when you preface the whole question. Yeah. Yep. There's going to be a situation where the NFL is going to have to deal with black quarterbacks, black head coaches, and the whole thing. And they're going to have to try to figure out, like, how do we market the NFL when people realize that black men are actually running the entire thing.
Yep.
That's the scary. That's what Roger Goodell is scared of, because at some point within 5 years, the majority of quarterbacks are going to be black. And then it's just going to go to the head coaches.
Absolutely. Time for rapid fire. My man T, because this next question is gained towards you, and you a Jets fan. Wide receiver Denzel Mims came out last night and requesting a trade from the New York Jets because he's highly upset with the way the Jets are running their offense right now. Should the Jets let him go? Do you care?
Hell yeah. We don't need that right now. Anybody who's requesting to get out of it, let him go. We don't need none of that. We don't need none of that. I call it I don't want any Durant-itis on my Jets right now. I don't want no Durant. Anybody that's like, yo, I need to trade, I want to get out. Let them go. We done did too much work in the past 2 off seasons to get where we at right now with a team to mold and be bold. No disruptions. Let him go. He's not gonna make or break my team. Go ahead. Go be happy.
Okay. All right. That's a good way to take it at that. Rodney Perry, my man Jimmy G is supposed to be let go by Tuesday because obviously San Fran doesn't want to have to hold that money because they'll have to pay him at 401. But here's the question for you. People are saying that Seattle is sitting there lurking to pick him up, but San Fran doesn't want to let him go just yet because they don't want Seattle to pick him up. That's what they were concerned about because they got to face him twice. Seattle will have to play San Francisco twice, and they don't want him to go to so they're trying to hold him out just because of that. So you agree, disagree? Should Jimmy G be let go? Should he stay with San Francisco? Because San Francisco looked horrible last night too, bro. Let's not forget that. Trey Lance didn't look that great, man. So people are upset. What you think should happen with this whole situation?
Right. They shot their wad with Jimmy G. They had already said that they wasn't going to invest another season in him. So he's got to go, But I don't blame them with a little good, cool gamesmanship where they kind of keep him under their wing until they absolutely have to get rid of him. I wouldn't be mad at that and keep some of his snaps on their end. I wouldn't be mad at that. Seattle needs a QB like yesterday. And Jimmy G will fit right into their system and maybe start coming in and win some games immediately. So I like Jimmy G in the Seattle uniform.
Okay, Fig, should Tom Brady play? Tom Brady been gone for 11 days. He's expected to play literally in their preseason finale. He's been out for 11 days, and let's not forget about that, man. So should he play in the preseason finale? Because game 1, they got to play the Dallas Cowboys in a week. You know what I mean? So should he get his tune-up against the Cowboys? Should he get his tune tonight against the in the preseason?
Tom Brady been playing for over 20 years. If he needs a tune-up against Dallas, he should have stayed retired.
No, Dallas is who they're playing in game 1.
No, that's what I'm talking about. If he needs a tune-up, if he needs to practice so they can go and play Dallas in game number 1, then he should have stayed retired because Dallas got more injuries than any other team in the NFL. Why you need a tune-up to play? That's like playing a high school team right now. Alabama could beat Dallas right now.
Oh, goodness gracious, man.
I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. Mike Sean, you going to go first, man. And NBA is having serious discussions internally about seeing how they're going to handle this Pro-Am situation because Chet Holmgren got hurt. We talked about it yesterday, the day before that. Now the topic is, should the NBA be a part of the Pro-Am, or should the NBA step up and make the NBA players not play in the Pro-Am? Now, here's the caveat. Meanwhile, they're doing that. Players who are playing overseas right now, international players, are playing. So we got to say that. What's your take?
No, exactly. You can't have it both ways. You can't have NBA players playing for the U.S. Olympic team or going overseas and doing stuff like that and then say you can't play in a Pro-Am. Like, yeah, he probably shouldn't have been there, but you can't pick and choose when you want guys to promote your whole situation. Like, okay, he got hurt. He was guarding LeBron. If he hadn't got hurt, ESPN would still had ran that replay like 12 times.
They were running that to the ground. I think they were playing that to the ground.
So no, keep playing, y'all. Keep playing. Go to the Rucker and keep playing.
Rodney Perry, fair or not fair? The NBA should step in right now with this Pro-Am situation and step in and not let the NBA players like Jason Tatum and LeBron James and Chet Holmgren play in the Pro-Am. Fair or not fair?
I mean, look, man. I mean, these guys make too much money to be letting them put it all on the line on a doggone pickup game. I say that you need to sit your butt down somewhere. If I was an owner, if I was a governor of a team, ain't no way I would let my $100 million investment be out there on the sand lot with amateurs. I want to be a part of it at all.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan started all this because he put in his clause in his contract way back then that he's allowed to play pickup games, and every NBA player has added in their contract ever since way back then in 93, when Michael Jordan put in his contract. These players are putting in their contract. So the problem is that I think the NBA owners are stuck with their back against the wall. They got to let the players play, right?
Possibly, but I mean, because of the foreign players are allowed to play for their national team, then how can you tell the American-born players that they can't play in Pro-Am games? My only problem with it, I think I stated it before, is that the guys who are playing overseas and the guys like Michael Jordan, they didn't load manage. So if I was an owner and I were paying you hundreds of millions of dollars to play during the season and you need to load manage, then I don't need you in the summertime playing basketball because I don't pay you to do that. I pay you to be here and to play for me. So if you're taking games off during the season that I need you, then I really don't want you playing in the summertime. Unless you're going to commit to playing 82 games, unless you're injured or you need to rest up because you're nursing an injury, then I need you to give me an 82 game effort if you're going to play in the summertime also.
Well, talent, here's the kickback on the flip side of that. The players who are playing overseas right now are playing in the World Championship Cups. They're literally playing in the finals, finales to be able to qualify for the Olympics. That's the kickback. So you got, you know what I mean? Like there's a pro and con in this conversation. Where you fall at? Should the NBA players be allowed to play and pick up games for nothing while the overseas players be allowed to play in their World Championship Cup, or should it be clear across the board? If you play in the NBA and the NBA season is off, you shouldn't play in anything anywhere at all for nobody. Where you fall out on this side of the argument?
Well, unfortunately, I agree, but I got to be real and say we don't run the world. So once you open the door up for international players to come in. Now this is your own hand coming to bite you back, because they made a conscious effort over the last decade, especially, of getting these foreign players, being, soliciting in Spain and in all these different places, like, China, we got Yao Ming and all. So you made a collective effort to do that. Here's the thing that comes with that. You don't own the world.
Right.
It's the National Basketball Association. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, just for all. National, not international. You have no authority on when I go home.
All right, so let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Now I'm getting ready to do more rapid fire. Except you know how you guys I do these questions. This man versus man. Who you gonna take? One off versus one off. Who you gonna take? So I'm gonna start off with you, Fig. You up first. You got Vince Carter at the height of his career, or Kawhi Leonard at what you saw at the height of his career. And Mike, stop mumbling in the mic. Go ahead.
I would go with Kawhi Leonard, because he was highlighted. Like, Kawhi Leonard was highlighted for his defense and his offensive prowess. So he made an impact on both ends of the floor. Although, half man, half amazing was exciting offense. Nobody really ever talked about Vince Carter being an exceptional defender.
Yep, that's a good one. That's a good one. So T, you got Allen Iverson at the height of his career, doing everything he was doing, especially that year they went to the NBA Finals with Chris versus Chris Paul. Who you taking? Floor general, Chris Paul.
I'm gonna take Muggsy Bogues. Let me tell you why.
He's such an idiot.
Let me tell you why. Here's the thing. I still got to go with AI. And the reason I would take him over Chris Paul is not even accomplishment for accomplishment, because they both got great careers, great stellar numbers and all that. They both still chipless. But what would edge it out for me with AI with most of these guards is his toughness. We've watched other guards get hit half the times AI have been hit and be missing wild seasons and games.
Yeah.
AI, who hits the deck more than AI?
Yeah, that's true.
And get up 9 times out of 10, when AI get up from being knocked down, he giving somebody a high.
Yep.
Yep.
It's incredible. I gotta go AI.
Yeah. My man Rodney Perry. You got Kevin Garnett in the height of his career, doing work, doing damage. Everything else. Kevin Garnett was putting it in. Everything else. People were saying he was a kind of a fundamental, but let's get up the other fundamental. My man Tim Duncan. So who would you take? Kevin Garnett or Tim Duncan?
Wow.
I mean, although I really like Kevin Garnett as a human being, he would be the guy I picked to hang out with. I mean, you got to take Tim Duncan, a quintessential leader of a team, led him to championship. He did everything you have to do with the ball and with his team. You got to take Tim Duncan. You got to.
Okay. So you take.
Yeah, that's a great point, though.
Who would you want to go hang out with, though?
That's the question. Who would you hang out with?
No, facts. Who would you hang out with?
Yeah,
Kevin Garnett. Like, who would you hang out with?
All right, so my man Michael Sean, you got Jason Tatum, and you've seen the work he's put in, and he's doing the thug thizzle. He ended up getting the Celtics to the NBA Finals. He got the Celtics in the playoffs in every year since he's been literally in the league. Okay. Or Paul George at the height of his career, who at the beginning of his career, he took the Indiana Pacers every year to the playoffs.
Oh, damn.
Who you got?
I might need help from the squares. I might need
And people always say, take them to the playoffs. They play in the same place.
They hold. Oh, wow.
I'm gonna take them to the playoffs. We played here yesterday.
I think Oh, damn. Paul George. I'm saying Paul George because I think Paul George had to take the Pacers with less talent than everybody else. And even though he lost to LeBron, like, yeah, I'm going to take Paul George.
All right,
Really?
okay. All right, and now the question that I'm going to ask all of y'all.
Hold up, Frank. Before you move on, I got one for you.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Rodney Perry or the business book
Ooh, that's a good one.
at Carolina. In the height of their night at Carolina.
That's not funny, T. The Grizzlies both not here to protect. That's not funny.
It's Friday though. It's Friday.
I know, but he ain't here to protect himself.
But I sat here and took
Nigga, I'm offended. I'm offended at how long it's taking to go through this shit.
Hold on.
OG.
Hold on.
I'm taking Fig. I'm taking Fig.
Frank won't answer the question, Rodney. If I put it to myself, the guy I'm gonna hang out with is Rodney.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is gonna be one of those days. It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday. All right, here's the last question, T. The last question. I'm gonna ask everybody this last question. Now, I'm purposely asking you this question before I even give it to you, purposely because the two players I'm about to throw to you had to carry their franchise. They had their franchise on their back. Okay, so Tracy McGrady carrying his franchises, or James Harden carrying his franchises.
That's not even close.
Business bully. No, I'm playing.
I'll tell you right now, Frank, the one I would hang out with, hands down, Tracy McGrady.
Hands down? Okay.
And that's going to be the guy I'm going to go with as well. Because Tracy McGrady.
Oh, my God.
Just a better team player to
me. All right, so that's yours. Fig, carrying the franchise, Tracy McGrady or James Harden. Not talking about player skill, I'm not talking about that, but you got two players who carrying your franchise. Who would you take? James Harden or Tracy McGrady with the way you saw them both carrying their franchise?
Well, if you do the math, 175 divided by 33 is an addition.
It's business bully.
It's an additional 5 inches.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
I mean, you know what, man? I really like Tracy McGrady, man, as a player, his athleticism and all that stuff like that. But just straight out at the height of their career, James Harden was better. He just was at the height when he was doing what he was doing in Houston. James Harden was a better player.
Rodney Perry, man, you got James Harden carrying this thing, or you got Tracy McGrady?
Here goes, guys, and nobody said this. James Harden.
This is bully.
James Harden is even in this conversation because he put up so many stats, but he benefited from a soft league of a lot of fouls and step backs. You change the fouling calls, and all of a sudden he can't get to the line at all. So Tracy McGrady was always better. He draws comparisons to Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, all the elite players in the league. It's a no-brainer for me. It's Tracy McGrady all day, every day. Harden can really take size 11 in his butt.
Ooh.
Oh.
Roddy, you know what? We didn't do? We didn't ask you what you thought about
Can
Rodney.
you ask me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I did ask you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Tracy McGrady, like obviously, like there's nobody who can play both sides of the defense and offense. Tracy McGrady literally could have been a top 5 player. He could have been Kobe. Like James Harden isn't even close to Tracy McGrady in his prime.
Yeah,
like everybody in these squares, if you had a draft pick and somebody in their prime, would have taken Tracy McGrady.
You know what? Hold on. Pause. I'd like to change my answer. Mike was absolutely right because I was thinking only offense and kudos to Mike bringing up the defensive side. Yeah, man, it is Tracy McGrady because Harden doesn't play defense.
So Rodney Perry, man, can you tell me what your thoughts were on the thing or box seats on the show? Because we didn't see you all week. You closed the show. You closed the comedy show. You did a great job, by the way. You all did phenomenal, man. Like all.
Oh, you mean Box Seats Live?
Yeah, Box Seats Live Tuesday night. Caroline's. All you guys are right here. You guys did a phenomenal job. I want to appreciate all of you all.
I was personally worried if we would translate live, and we did. And I think it was really cool. It was cool to see Amir. It was cool to see the bully in the building, and we were poignant yet funny. And that's the thing. We don't masquerade as sports analysts, but we are funny all day, every day. And I think we killed that. I had an elbow injury, right? And when I tell you, talent hit me in that mug about 50 times.
Yeah, but the highlight of the night was you doing the I looked at the whole video again. The highlight of the night was you doing the modeling thing. That was hilarious, man. Like y'all killed that, man.
Hey, you gotta roll with it, man. You know, when they roast your outfit, you gotta roll with it.
Yeah.
But the long and the short of it is a great night of comedy, great night of sports.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was an honor to be a part of it, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming in there and everything else. So, Rodney, what you got going on this weekend, bro?
I don't know, man. My elbow still hurt.
Talent look like you somewhere. T, where you at? Because I know you definitely ain't at home.
No, I just touched down out here in Tampa, Florida, working with my man Los. Shout out to Los, old NYC promoter. Been living out here for years, so now he got a little situation. So I'm gonna pop over here.
Tell him I said what's up, man.
I just want to say, this is the last show of the weekend, so prayers out to my son Talent Jr., who's doing much better. Wednesday night, for all those didn't know, I didn't want to put it out there until I knew he was doing better, but he collapsed on stage. In the middle in the middle of performing in Brooklyn. He was doing a joke and collapsed and hit his head and everything. They rushed him to the hospital. So we ain't seen him. That was Wednesday night. So I was in there to 1-something in the morning. Thursday was yesterday, and now it's Friday. So finally Friday, they take him off the sedatives. They take the tube out. He's breathing on his own. He's getting his strength back, fever gone. He turned
the corner. Why he collapsed? Did they say why he collapsed?
Well, what you do in this situation, Frank, is you don't really know, so you do all these tests to eliminate stuff. So we eliminated brain trauma, with the CAT scans and stuff.
Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they do the test to eliminate seizures because people said the way he fell looked like maybe he seized. That's out. Then you go, the stroke stuff, and then you go to heart stuff. And then by the end of the day, when all the tests come back, it could be simple dehydration.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, prayers up to him. I think God is doing better, man. Wow. Okay, Fig.
I want to dedicate this whole week of box seats to my son, man.
Yeah, we definitely pray up to him.
God bless.
Fig, what's going on?
Included at Carolina, everybody.
Yeah, man. I'm so happy, man, to hear that, man. I told my wife, man, we both, send prayers up for Talent. You know what I mean? Because I found out yesterday, so. Thank God, that there's better news today. But yeah, man, let's dedicate anybody performing. Dedicate this whole weekend to young talent. I'm at Orange, Connecticut tomorrow doing a benefit fundraiser for the Lions Club, and then on Sunday, I'm down in Queens, New York. Man, we doing a benefit for the military troops. You know what I mean? The benefit military and stuff like that. So I got 2 benefits this weekend, which is going to be absolutely amazing. Got a nice cast of comedians with me, so it's going to be absolutely funny and all of it dedicated to young talent, man. Glad he's on the mend and doing well.
Yeah. Hey, Talent, anybody you want to take off the list? Because everybody you don't want their prayers, though, right?
Yeah.
You're such an ass.
Just text it to me.
The business bully. We're going to take your
Wow.
And we're not doing it because of any other reason. Nothing to do with Caroline, nothing to do with us joking back and forth. You can't wear the same suit as Rodney Perry.
Oh God!
Yo, Monday we got to do a who wore it better, Frank. That's what we got to do Monday.
I can't play
Mike
with
Sean,
y'all.
what you got going on this weekend?
Oh my
I
God!
don't know why we got
First of all,
we say right now, who wore it better? Who wore it better? Who wore the sweatsuit
no,
better?
I'm not jumping in that situation at all. Anyway, I didn't even know.
I know I like to hang out with Rodney Perry.
Rodney Perry, he won.
You know why Rodney wore it better?
Oh God!
Rodney used his veteranship to make Dave change. You see, Dave took the check.
Oh shit!
Rodney pinned him up when we left the dressing room. The door closed. Rodney said, "Take something right now."
He didn't take it off. He didn't take it off.
He did not say that. That didn't happen.
Wow.
Okay,
And
real
Dave's
quick. I'm gonna be in. Hold on.
He took it off, and I thank him for that. He did take the jacket off.
Oh my God, y'all!
Go ahead, Mike, you got the floor. We got 30
my
seconds.
God, y'all! Oh, I love y'all, and I hate you at the same damn time.
Mike Sean, where you gonna be at, man?
I'm gonna be in DeSoto, Texas, at the DeSoto Event Center, and I love you guys. I love everybody. And I didn't know. And real quick, Frank, I didn't know talent that happened to your son. So I had.
Yeah, I didn't want to, put it out. The timing was to me real weird, given Mark Vieira's situation and dealing with his son. So you realize this happens 2 days after he just put him in the ground. So I was like, I'm not even going to put that energy out there. Let's do what we got to do. I put it out to God on my own. And prayers did what they did, and he turned the corner. God is good. God's great.
We love you. We love your son.
I love y'all too.
Every prayer is going up.
So, you guys, this is Box Seats. The show's live, called Box Seats. We repeat broadcast at 7. We repeat again at 9, at 11 on social media. We repeat this show at 4 on Humor Mill. Download the Humor Mill app. You guys have a great and safe weekend, man. Prayers up to Talent Jr. Prayers up to UT, traveling, safe travels. You, Rodney Perry, you, Fig, you, Mike Sean. We'll see y'all Monday, man. This is the final weekend in NFL preseason. We're going to talk about the real deal coming up Monday, NBA stuff. We're going to talk about some baseball stuff. And let's see how it goes. Y'all be safe. We'll talk to y'all.
All right.
Peace.